The clock just hit zero. Today marks the official expiration of the 60-day legal limit for President Trump's war against Iran. Under the War Powers Act of 1973, without a formal vote from Congress, every American strike, every naval maneuver, and every drone flight over Tehran becomes legally radioactive at midnight. But while the halls of the Capitol are screaming about a constitutional crisis, the White House has a different plan. They aren't asking for permission, they're redefining the law. The administration's logic is as bold as it is controversial. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth just dropped a bombshell at a Senate hearing, arguing that the current ceasefire hasn't just slowed the conflict, it has effectively paused the legal clock. To the 47th presidency, the hostilities that began on February 28th are technically terminated for legal purposes, even as a massive naval blockade continues to strangle the Strait of Hormuz. This isn't just a legal debate, it's a high-stakes gamble with the global economy. As Brent crude surges past $126 a barrel, the question is no longer if the war is legal, but who has the power to stop it. The War Powers Resolution was designed to prevent exactly what we are seeing today, a president waging an extended military campaign without the explicit blessing of the people's representatives. President Trump officially notified Congress of the strikes on March 2nd, triggering a 60-day window that expires today. For 60 days, the U.S. tech force has dominated the skies over Iran, and the Navy has locked down the world's most vital energy artery. Democrats like Tim Kaine and Adam Schiff are calling this the most blatant executive overreach in a generation, insisting that the law provides no pause button for ceasefires. Yet the administration remains unfazed, maintaining a not-at-war stance while 13 service members have already laid down their lives in the conflict. The strategic pivot coming out of the Pentagon is what we're calling the Hegseth Doctrine. By claiming that the April 7th truce suspended the legal requirements of the War Powers Act, the administration has created a permanent loophole for future interventions. This interpretation suggests that as long as the U.S. can negotiate a temporary cessation of active kinetic firing, the president can maintain a military presence and a blockade indefinitely without ever needing a vote. It's a move that sidesteps the No Kings movement's demand for transparency and leaves Congress as little more than a spectator in the most significant Middle Eastern shift of the decade. While the legal battle rages in D.C., the reality on the water is grim. The naval blockade of Iranian ports, a direct retaliation for Tehran's attempt to close the Strait of Hormuz, is now a multi-month operation. Trump has even gone as far as renaming the strait in a symbolic act of dominance, declaring that the world will know who guarantees the flow of energy. But that guarantee comes at a staggering price. Global markets are reeling, and the victory dollar is the only thing keeping the domestic economy from a total inflationary meltdown. For the Trump administration, the blockade isn't an act of war. It's a diplomatic tool to force Tehran to a sneeze. Amidst the legal chaos, a tactical switch is emerging from Tehran. The Iranian government, sensing a constitutional fracture in Washington, has sent a new peace proposal through Pakistan. They are betting that the pressure from a 65% disapproval rating of the war will force Trump to the table before his mid-May summit with Xi Jinping. But Trump's response remains consistent. He is prepared for a long-term impasse to ensure Iran never achieves nuclear status. He has told his people that short-term economic consequences are the price for long-term security, a message that is increasingly falling on deaf ears, as 61% of Americans now call the military intervention a mistake. The May 1st deadline wasn't just a date on a calendar, it was a test of the American system. By bypassing Congress, the 47th presidency has declared that the rules of the old world no longer apply in the 2026 era. Whether this leads to a definitive victory or a catastrophic constitutional collapse depends on what happens in the strait over the next 48 hours. As the blockade continues and the legal clock remains paused, the silence from the Capitol is deafening. Subscribe to TruePoint US News for the most relevant updates on this escalating crisis. Turn on notifications to stay ahead of the curve in a world where the laws are being rewritten in real time.